My name is Tony Hawk, and my first sponsor was Dogtown Skateboards. And the process of getting sponsored was a little strange. The Dogtown team was in town, and the Dogtown team basically consisted of Mike Smith. And Mike Smith was in town at Oasis. The Dogtown team manager, Denise Downs-Barter, was there with him, and they didn't have a place to stay, and my dad invited them to stay at our house because they were in San Diego, and he wanted to practice more. So Mike Smith and Denise's dog came and stayed at our house, and they saw me skating, and they were, I wouldn't say they were like extremely impressed, but they thought I had potential. And so Mike gave me his old board. And by the time they left, I think I learned maybe a couple tricks before they actually left town. And they said, well, you know, if you want to have Mike's board, and then we'll start sending you boards. That was pretty much it. Like, I was sponsored by Dogtown. I was one of, I think, 3 team members at the time. And my first sponsored skateboard was Mike Smith's hand-me-down. And so by default, I was sponsored by Independent because it had indies on it. I was really young, so I didn't know Dogtown was kind of going out of business slowly. And they had their skateboards made at a furniture manufacturer in San Diego called Taylor & Dykema. And so they would tell me, if you want skateboards, just go to Taylor & Dykema and grab them off the press. So I would get these boards that were Dogtown triplane boards that weren't screened at all. And then I would actually like draw Dogtown logos or just put stickers all over them to make sure that people knew that that's the board. And then eventually they quietly went out of business, didn't tell me. And one day I got a call from Stacy Peralta. Actually, one night I got a call, and Stacy said, hey man, yeah, I heard Dogtown went out of business. And I said, oh, that's why I haven't gotten any skateboards in the last couple months. I said, yeah, I want to know if you want to come up to Marina and talk about riding for Powell Peralta. And that was it. I rode for Dogtown for about a year in 1980. And the last skateboard I got was December of 1980. I know that because my dad hung it on the wall, and he like screened December 1980 on it. For that brief year, the Dogtown team was insane. It was me, Mike Smith, Christian Osoy, and Gator. And that was a pretty heavy crew back then.